So if you're thinking about building an AI company right now, maybe you're a student with a killer idea, listen up. The rules of the game, they've totally changed. That wild anything goes hype from 2023 is, well, it's over. The days of just putting a pretty face on a big AI model and raising millions are gone. Now it's all about building something that actually lasts. And this quote right here, it just nails the shift perfectly. See, it's not enough anymore to just have access to a powerful AI. The real value, where the real money is in how you operationalize it. How do you actually weave that intelligence into a real business that, solves a real problem for people? All right, so let's get into the playbook. We're going to break this down into 6 key areas. We'll start by getting past all that hype, and then we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of building a business that can actually defend itself. We'll cover everything from workflows and economics to a full-on 12-month scaling plan. First things first, we got to understand the new world we're in. We have left what people called the Cambrian explosion of AI. That was that crazy experimental phase, and we've entered a totally new era, Operation AI. And this is all about discipline, execution, and building a business that can actually stand on its own 2 feet. Okay, the single biggest danger in this new era is something called the wrapper trap. And a perfect, almost painful example is Jasper, the AI copywriting tool. I mean, these guys were on top of the world, valued at over $1 billion. But here's the thing. They were basically just a thin layer, a wrapper, on top of GPT-3. So when ChatGPT came out with almost the same features for a tiny fraction of the cost, Jasper's business model just cratered. It's a brutal lesson. If you don't have a real, defensible business, a moat, you've just got a hobby that's waiting to get Sherlocked. That's when a giant company like Apple or OpenAI just builds your feature right into their product, and poof, you're obsolete overnight. So, how do you avoid that trap? The key is building a moat. A real, durable, competitive advantage that protects you. And in AI, the strongest moat isn't actually the model itself. The difference here is night and day. A wrapper app, it's superficial. Easy to use, sure, but also easy to leave. But a workflow operating system, that becomes essential. Just look at Harvey, the AI platform for law firms. They didn't just give lawyers a chatbot to summarize documents. No, they integrated their tool so deeply into the core work of a lawyer, drafting, research, the whole shebang, that law firms became completely reliant on them. The cost of ripping Harvey out and switching to something else became massive. They didn't build an app, they built the operating system for legal work. And this right here is the engine that makes that moat deeper and wider every single day. The RLHF data flywheel. Okay, that sounds super technical, right? Reinforcement learning from human feedback. But the idea behind it is actually dead simple. Every time a user interacts with your AI, they correct it, they accept a suggestion, they edit the output, that feedback is absolute gold. You capture it and you use it to make your model smarter, more specialized for that specific task. This creates a compounding advantage that a generic model like GPT-4 can't possibly replicate because it doesn't see your specific private user data. Your model gets better and better, while theirs stays generic. So this is a really crucial point. An AI company is not just another software as a service business. It runs on a completely different financial engine. And honestly, if you don't get these unique economic physics, you are going to fail. It doesn't matter how amazing your tech is. And the biggest difference is this hidden cost, AI COGS, which stands for cost of goods sold. With normal software, the cost to serve one more user is basically zero. But with AI, every single query, every time a user hits enter, it costs you real money in GPU compute time. This means a simple flat rate subscription can be a total death sentence. Think about it. If you charge a user $50 a month, but they're a power user who racks up $500 in compute costs, well, you're literally paying them to put you out of business. And that leads us to this magic number for any healthy AI business. Your gross margin. This is simply the money you have left from revenue after you pay for those AI COGS we were just talking about. Your target, the number you have to aim for, is over 80%. Hitting that signals to the world and to investors that you have a real, scalable business, not just a cool science project that's burning cash on GPUs. And here's the other side of that coin, another critical metric for efficient growth. Your customer acquisition cost payback period, or CAC payback, needs to be less than 10 months. All that means is whatever money you spend to get a new customer, you need to earn it back from them in under 10 months. It's the ultimate test of how efficiently you can grow. Okay, think of this table as your startup's report card. When you walk into that VC pitch, this is the dashboard they're looking at. They're going to check your annual recurring revenue per employee to see if you're a lean, mean tech machine or a bloated services company. They'll look at your net revenue retention. Are your customers not just sticking around but spending more money over time? That's a huge green flag. And you can absolutely bet they are going to zero in on that gross margin to see if you've really tamed your AI cogs. So, hitting those awesome financial numbers we just talked about, it's not magic. It takes a really powerful and efficient technical engine running behind the scenes. So let's head into the engine room and see how you take something from a simple prototype, maybe something you hacked together for a class project, and turn it into an industrial-grade system that can handle thousands of users reliably. This is the MLOps maturity model. And for any builder out there, this is your roadmap from amateur to pro. A lot of student projects honestly start at level 0, the danger zone. That's fine for a proof of concept. But as a founder, your entire mission is to race to level 3 as fast as you can. This means automating absolutely everything, from how you bring in data to how you train and deploy your models. This is what it means to build a serious, scalable AI product. Now this is gold. This isn't theoretical. This is the actual modern AI stack for 2025. For all you aspiring engineers and builders out there, think of this as your shopping list. You need an orchestration layer like LangChain to manage all the complex steps. You need a vector database like Pinecone to handle all your specialized data. You need inference serving tools like vLLM to run your models cheaply and at scale. And this is so important. You need an evaluation framework like Ragas to constantly make sure your AI is high quality and isn't just making stuff up. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. Regulation, sounds boring, right? It sounds like a giant headache. But here's the twist. In the world of AI, what looks like a bureaucratic nightmare can actually be your most powerful weapon to shut out the competition. Right now, the global rulebook for AI is fracturing. You've got the EU's AI Act, which is super strict about risk and transparency. Then you have places like Saudi Arabia that are all about data sovereignty, which means their citizens' data physically cannot leave the country. Now, most startups see this as a huge pain, but the winners, they see an opportunity. If you build your system from day one to handle these different rules, like, say, having the ability to deploy your entire stack inside a specific country, you can win enormous government and enterprise contracts that your competitors literally can't even bid on. So, how do we pull all these pieces together? Let's walk through a high-level roadmap for that first absolutely critical year of scaling, the journey that takes you from your first million in revenue up to 10 million and beyond. The plan really breaks down into 3 clear phases. First, months 1 to 3, you just get your house in order. You have to nail your unit economics and get that solid technical MLOps foundation built. Only then, in the second phase, can you focus on scaling up and really deepening that data moat. The final phase, that's about cementing your spot as the market leader and getting yourself ready for the big institutional funding rounds. And this isn't just fluffy, high-level strategy. This translates into concrete, actionable tasks. In phase 1, you fix your broken economics. That literally means finding the customers who cost you more than they pay you and moving them to a new plan. It also means smart engineering, like implementing semantic caching to slash your compute costs. Then in phase 2, you build that crucial user feedback loop right into your product. And by phase 3, you're aiming to hit elite financial metrics, like the Rule of 40. That's when your growth rate plus your profit margin equals more than 40%. And that is a massive green light for every top-tier investor on the planet. So look, if you take away just one single thing from all of this, let it be this. In 2025, having the best AI model is not enough. It doesn't win. The company with the best AI system wins. A complete system built on a deep workflow moat, smart economics, solid tech, and a clever approach to the rules of the game. The next true AI giant, it's not going to be just another foundation model. It's going to be a complete end-to-end system that completely rewires an industry. So the real question for you, for all the future founders, the engineers, the builders listening right now, is what part of that system are you going to build?